get goofy at my features because I love y'all my family. I get like this, but I'm very serious about my work. And this young man brought my poetry to another level.
Come on.
Like my stuff. You know what I'm saying? How you gonna take my stuff and bring it higher than I brought it? Okay. That's not okay, but I still love you. I still love you. But we're gonna read this poem. Listen, we're gonna read this poem. Listen, what we gonna do?
We're gonna read it?
Oh, okay, we're gonna read it. That's gonna happen. Listen, you're not ready, but get ready.
I can't even deal with this right now.
Just brace yourself. Listen, brace yourself. You ready?
Oh my God.
Maybe.
Stop it, you ready? Alright, let's go.
Life was never worth living, but living wasn't my decision, and non-existence isn't an option. Excuses.
Stopping more often than not because going costs more than I got when thoughts of dying in your sleep equates to freedom. My poetry sounds
Too young. Excuses.
I neglect the fact that they're supposed to not think I can do this. I head straight into feelings of inferiority, forcing me to then prove I'm not useful.
Forcing me to stand still in my movements.
Tell me, how does one prove their worth in a sea of abuse when we all choose to abuse this life that we're living until we just lose it? I speak what I know, you can call it the truth.
But the truth is, I still really can't do this.
And I talk too fast.
Excuses.
I neglect to remember to head back to my roots when I do this. See, my speech often picks up on my father's Jamaican influence, and before I realize what I'm doing, I'm lost in a sea of patois and I can't see to dreadhead, and they think I'm a fool, but it's more foolish to mistake me for stupid excuses.
Come on,
Said
poet.
because of the color of my skin, I'm not supposed to speak truth. More
Excuses.
You see, I was never told that I could make it through this.
But who is?
Show me the one who skips through life and I'll show you a life that was never worth living. This love was never worth giving, and I could somehow keep going when my heart just ain't in it. Hold up, I'm not finished.
Excuses.
Come on,
My
poet.
poetry just is not polished enough. I am living proof that despite what was given to you by the abusive, it is still possible to pull yourself together and push through this. From sitting in classrooms thinking I am stupid to sitting alone realizing I am useless. My words ruthless, but with surroundings clueless. All the ideas I have are foolish. It's not my fault. All my muses are the cruelest excuses, though.
If I had just one more moment, I'd know just what to do, because in hindsight, my vision is perfect. If I could go back to the very beginning when hardship was far off in the distance, I'd convince myself right then to give in
Excuses.
I'm choosing to excuse myself for this attitude. You know, my mother told me that out of her 5 kids, I'm the rudest. Ma, I usually don't do this. Ma, I usually don't do this, but today I'm agreeing with you.
Excuses.
Please excuse me.
My poetry is too selfish. Yelling and embellished, my only excuse is that I forget I'm supposed to be helping. I'm enclosed in forced choices, impede my right to ring right in your ears.
I try to wipe my frustration off by not giving it all to you, and this just proves I don't know what I'm doing.
And my poetry wastes too much time anyways. I'll stop believing I'll still be writing in a few years. I never listen. Excuses. Correct me if you start seeing parts of my past in my present movements, my moving essence losing momentum, pushing through the dusty battlefields of confusion, missiles blaze fast, destroying no less than your politics do. I don't think fast enough. Unequipped, I stay dormant, sarcastic, in shifts, and I still can't amuse myself. Excuses.
They told me I wouldn't make it. Said Mercedes,
You can never taste greatness.
you can only witness it. But I wrote this poem anyway, dreaming of instances perfect enough to exist in them.
Knowing that with each word I absorb, I redirect that language intensely. Engulfed in nostalgic riptides, ears bleeding, hurt immensely, falling traces of when I had any shred of faith left. I'm excusing my own self-loathing. Nothing you can say will hurt me worse than the damage I've caused. Raging and internalized, I still won't pause in the shadows of your excuses. I find peace inside these pieces. Still trying to perfect this speech, but I write words that leave me speechless.
In the end, I'm glad if I touched a few souls, but I do this just for me. You see, artists don't like to admit that we're selfish.
Oh, come
but I picked
on.
up that pen because I just can't help it, and I share hoping I can be better than I was the last time.
Sparkle just a little bit brighter than my last shine.
Heart in your chest steadily beating, though you feel like it flatlined.
Excuses. So go ahead and tell me again why I wasn't good enough.
We'll just use it as another one of our great excuses to go
Write a new poem.
Woo!